Hello again everybody and a very warm welcome back to London City. We're back in the BAe146. Orbex London City Airport scenery. Nothing good to talk about, I'm afraid. It's very out of date, desperately needs updating. So if you have got this scenery, ask Orbex politely to update it and include the new apron, because it's been in place for over a year now. And it doesn't really reflect reality at all anymore. London City Pack from Orbex in the distance, looking remarkably nice. And here we are in the Air UK livery for the BAe146-100 from JustFlight. Their 146 professional beta, which is coming soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator for those of you who might have missed the last couple of previews we've done. And our flight today is going to take us off to Groningen in the Netherlands. We're going to be using the Osprey call sign today. Osprey 165, and if you've tuned in, wow. If you've tuned in perhaps for the first time, good grief, then please do hit that shiny red button down below. How is that going to get out of here? We'll have to find out what that is in a minute. It's a bit of a funny old day weather-wise around London and a lot of the UK at the moment. You can see there, all of this here, the Prince Albert Dock, whatever it's called. This should be a big apron now with the taxiway going down to the runway, which is where that Osprey's parked. So Orbex need to fix their scenery. Goodness me, it makes us look tiny next to that, doesn't it? Anyway, let's have a little look on Volanta. No, Navigraph. So these are the charts at the moment. This is the current London City that's been in place for quite a while now, since sort of August 2020, funnily enough. We're at stand 2, which is now stand 3. No, it's not. It doesn't exist anymore. It's within this extension area here. And we're going to potentially be taxiing to Alpha for runway 09. It's a tiny runway here at London City, 1,508 metres in length. Takeoff usable, 1,199. So it's a very small usable length for us today. We're expecting the Clacton 7 uniform departure, so after departure, flying runway heading until we intercept a radial outbound course of 020 from the Biggin Hill VOR up to 3,000, which is our limit, and a max of 210 knots. And we get to 13.5 DME, and then we're going to try and intercept a inbound track of 065 to the Clacton VOR. Transition altitude of 6,000 there. Cruising levels will be issued by takeoff after takeoff by London Control. Do not climb above SID levels until instructed by ATC. So there's our charts for today. We're then going to commit over the channel / North Sea over towards Amsterdam FIR, which is the edge of this green line through the middle here. Passing north of Schiphol, which is where that little blip is on the radar, on the map. Sierra Papa Lima. The VOR that we're going to pass as we then head further north towards Groningen and then Eld Groningen. We're expecting Groningen into Omphar, deep into descent at that point, and then from Omphar, VOR approach runway 05. And apparently the weather is even worse there than it is here. We've got gusts here at the moment, possible wind shear. It's runway in use 09, surface wind 050 degrees at 10 knots, gusting 24 knots, but variable between 340 degrees and 100 degrees, which is quite different. If it goes from a very strong headwind into a sharp crosswind all of a sudden with a gust, then we can find that we're actually going a bit too slow at a critical phase, like takeoff. Yoep, hello to you, David Bartley, Doctor on board, welcome guys. Doctor on board's watching from a noodle shop nearby, nice. Scars, welcome, when is the release? You're making a video, tells me it's very close now, so end of April is what they're targeting at the moment. This is an early beta, if you like. It doesn't have an FMC as we went through yesterday. Vruden Vatsim. There's a multitude of different liveries available for this. It is very nice. And it's going to release with lots of different variants, including the 300 series and the cargo versions with some beautiful liveries, TNT and that sort of thing too. JustFlight Simmer, welcome, good evening to you. And Ron van der Sar driving in Groningen now, and we've got snow, fantastic. Well, we're going to put my fairly average ability with this aeroplane to the test in that case. There's our first screenshot of the day. So, don't forget to smash that like button today, folks. In the overheads, we've got APU power available and generator is online as well. And it's generating power there. We can see that. Both of those there giving us indications in the green. Going to want some anti-ice on. The engines for starts. And we've got engine air off as well. In the overhead at the top, your damper master 1 and 2, autopilot master, avionics masters A and B are all on, and anti-skid is now on. Auto spoilers in up, but we've got yellow and green lift spoilers both turned on and active, and we've also got the AC pumps switched to auto, PTU is on as well, DC pumps on. And then over here we've got our lights and signs set as required too. What else do we have? The ice detection, we've turned that on and then we've re-guarded it. And then down here for nav, we've set our initial climb to 3000. On nav 2 we've got Biggin Hill, as we were just discussing for our Acton 7 uniform departure, 115.1 for that. And that'll go active when we get airborne. We could flick across straight to nav 2 for that for simplicity rather than split, and we could use nav 1 for our next bit towards the Clacton VOR. Cruise is forecast to be 23,000 feet today. And we have imported the flight from SimBrief into the world map, and we've actually added it in via the world map as we've spawned as well. So what we can do as well is we can flick that across to RNAV, and we can activate LNAV as well as an extra function, which we'll do as we fly the Star. But I'm going to manually fly the Star with the VORs to begin with, so you guys get to see both. We've set our V speeds. We're going for a flaps 24 departure today, V rotator 115 and V2 124, and then we've got V2 plus 10 set. And with our thrust modulation system here, we've turned it on, and even though the temperature is only plus 6 degrees Celsius, we're going to derate the takeoff.
It's 1375 route direct RAV, sir.
It's giving us 91.5 now because the temperature's dropped even more. I think we might go for 92.
Kellam 578, report passing altitude.
Happy days. Let's get the door shut. Close, clear up some of those warnings.
Now flight level 110.
Swiss Pit, welcome. Look at that. Who's loving Concorde so far, by the way, guys? DC Designs released it yesterday. I've had a little go with it today, and I'm going to create a video with it once I've tweaked a couple of bits. And for those of you, lovely, and for those of you who love to see, let's just leave the chocks off for now so we can turn that off. Those of you who like to fly with Osprey Airways, our little virtual airline that we've got with the community, you can do that with Concorde soon. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? London City ATIS, refresher, it's information Tango now. QNH still 1019er. Surface winds now 010 degrees at 14, gusting 27, variable between 330 and 080. So that's straight across the runway almost. So this is the first time that I'm going to be departing with such a strong crosswind in this aeroplane. And we have Thames Director online, I think. Thames Director, yes. Thames Director, good afternoon, Osprey 165. Stand 2, London City, BAe146 with Tango. Request RFR to Groningen, please. The Sledge, welcome. Alberto, hello.
Osprey 16510, hello, clear to Groningen, Clacton 1 Hotel, departure, maintain altitude 3,000 feet, squawk 0527.
Clacton 1 Hotel, departure, maintain 3,000 feet, and squawk 0527, Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, correct.
Let me just check that chart. It's given us a different Clacton 1 Hotel. Okay, cool. So, slight tweak. Let's have a look. Nothing to really be too concerned about. London City 01, max 210 knots up to 3,000. And then we're turning left. 024 degrees to LCE 02. It's more of an RNAV departure, this. And I have put no RNAV in our route. And then it's inbound Clacton 063 degrees, so it's not too dissimilar from the one that we've already requested, which is the 7 uniform. Just want to have a little look between the two here. Okay, well, you know what, we'll try our best. We'll do either of them. I mean, they look very similar. I have put non-RNAV, but I can't bother to ask. Peter Barkham's going to take off from Stansted, won't get off at London City, nice. Justin, looking forward to more Osprey flights in this aircraft. Yeah, we're going to have one of those set up as well. Shall we do it properly? Shall we ask for a non-RNAV?
Unicom 122.8, Caroline 578, thanks for the ATC, have a good day.
Let's ask, because I feel like I could be ever so slightly different on the radar and you'll wonder what I'm doing. We want the 7 uniform, don't we? Thames Director Osprey 165. Could I request the Clacton 7 uniform departure, please? I'm non-RNAV.
Osprey 165, excellent, cleared to Groningen, Clacton 7 uniform departure.
Clacton 7 uniform departure, thank you, appreciate that. Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, departure, thanks.
There we go. Don't ask, don't get.
Thames departure, Osprey 78 Hotel with information Tango 829, requesting clearance to Groningen.
Beacon on.
Osprey 78 Hotel, Thames Director, hello, report stand number.
Tax off. Engine anti-ice switched on. Engine air is off. We want left, right, inner, outers. All the pumps are now on. Warning lights are off. If there's any lights, by the way, usually means it's an issue like Airbus. So, like that, if we turn it off, there's no low pressure, but we want the ice protection on for start. And then in this instance, we'll start master on.
Flyer 8476,
Eric, no, they've generously offered me the opportunity to show you guys some of the previews with this aeroplane. Let's get our pushback sorted out. Though another issue with this Orbex London City scenery is it doesn't have any ground equipment for pushbacks and things. Very sad. Osprey 165, request push start.
Osprey 165, squawk 0527.
We'll go. Thanks, Osprey 165. Yikes. God. I should know better than that. I control on VATSIM as well. 0, 5, 2, 7.
Osprey 165, stand 2, push and start approved runway 09er.
Push start approved runway 09er, Osprey 165. Okay, so we can get rid of this while it does that. It does its magic. Engine 4 start masters on, and we will go. I'm going to put continuous ignition on because it's a fairly icy day, and we'll go engine start. Watching the N1 rise. And we can throw fuel in. Some sporty tug driving right here. Yeah, Rick, there is a lot going on with the ambitious pilot's pushback add-on. There we go, I think that's complete. Park brake set. So in the overhead you can see the starter motor was still engaged. We have all of those lights switched on, starter operating and all that sort of stuff. And we will see it again now. Engine ignition A and B on and starter operating. You can start the engines with just one of the ignitions. Sledge is asking why does it need ice protection for start? I can't remember, it was in the FCOM. It was written in the FCOM you need to turn the ice engine anti-ice on for startup effectively. Simon C, good afternoon. Just hopped into the stream, welcome. Do you have the excellent freeware Eld scenery? I do indeed. So once the engine, or the starter for the engine has got to a sufficient point, we can turn the generator 4 on, by the way. There you go. That's off, so we can flick it across and we can start engine 2 now. You can't take off with tail anti-ice or outer wing anti-ice on either, I don't think, from memory. We can turn that thrust modulation system off as well for now. Howling Crazy, hello again, welcome.
Osprey 78 Hotel, we are on East Apron, can't find the stand number from the charts.
Engine 2, and what we can do is sort of flick across, we can have a look at these. So engine 4 is generating electricity. We look at engine 1, however, it's not.
Departure maintained 30,000, the squawk 2727, Osprey 78 Hotel.
Osprey 78 Hotel, correct.
That was engine 2. Get the hydraulic pump on for that. Christopher, yes. Yeah, we might have to. We're okay, we're good, we're good. Let's fire that up. Love these views. Now look at the windsock. That is worrying. Cruise altitude, flight level 230, I think I said. Let me just check the pilot, memory of a sieve. There we go, yeah, 23,000 feet. Should make a note of that because I will forget. Flight level 230. Okie dokie, and what do we want now? We want 2 stages of flaps, let's get those put in. 18 and 24. Glad there's no Concorde in EGLC, give it time. I have added Concorde to some temporary model matching, a quick VMR, just so if anybody does spawn in with one anywhere, we should be able to see it. I'm worried about that crosswind. It's going to be interesting.
Steven 1375, altitude 3,000 feet level by Austin.
3,000 by Austin.
Okay, right. Turn that off. We can turn the engine anti-ice off, and we can turn generator 1 online. So we've got 2 and 3 hydraulic pumps on. Generator 1 and 4 online. Starter master off like so. Flick those down to taxi. I'm going to put the runway exit lights on now as well. Cabin air recirc valve isn't switched on, but we can put the packs on via APU air, and we've got engine air switched off at the moment. And we've just got strobes in the overhead left. Everything else is on auto, and we leave the APU on for climb outs, take off an initial climb. Here we go. Osprey 165, request taxi.
Osprey 165, taxi, holding point Alpha.
Taxi hold point Alpha, Osprey 165. Okay, so we've got departure flaps set, B speed set, we've got our charts set up ready to go. Make sure we've got the correct charts set up, ready to go. We do now. And we've got that HSI set to nav because we're going to be flying the other bits first. The VORs, we want to turn the thrust modulation system on, set it to take off. That's now telling us 92.9. So let's flick those up to 93 again. And I can tell I'm London City with Heathrow nearby and everything else your dampers want to tour on because the frames are suffering somewhat. We need to arm the emergency lights, and now everything else is off except for brake fans, which is on. We want the brake fans on.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
There we go. So we can press that.
476, hold mic.
There's Bravo. Lovely. So that's now automatically flicked across to blue down there on the strip.
Osprey 165, runway 09er, surface wind 010 degrees, 11 knots, gusty 27 knots, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 09er, Osprey 165. That sounds horrendous, doesn't it? Okay, landing lights are now on as well, and we've got the cabin secure. Short runway, let's use as much of it as we can. We'll just slow down slightly with brakes. This has got a great turning circle on it for a little RJ. Andy Glor, so what was the call sign that you used when you connected, out of curiosity? Because I've only got Air France and BAW. Our brakes on. I think we're set. Everything. I think, yeah. You know what? I'm certain everything's set. So let's just get the park brakes off. Hands on the throttle. We're going to be ailerons left into wind. And off the brakes. And we'll set takeoff thrust. We'll wait for the first officer's call outs.
Hotel, push and stop through from runway 09er.
Whoa, this is gusty.
1375, leave odd leg heading 060 degrees. On that heading, cleared ILS approach from runway 09er.
Rotate. Whoa, hey! Look at that!
Leave odd leg heading 060 degrees.
Wow, that is gusty. We'll follow him.
Leave odd leg out 0 degrees.
Have to. Passing 1,800 feet, Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, climb now flight level 110.
Oh, now flight level 110, Osprey 165.
Flight 476. Backtrack runway 09er, vacate via Echo.
Backtrack runway 09er, vacate via Echo.
Let's go left here. Altitude arm. Down on the flaps. Let's hide this. Flight Simulator, it certainly is. Muda was asking, can you do the British Airways Concorde? I absolutely can, yes. Down ever so slightly on this. Left flap 0. Electrox, it's the one on flightsim.to.
Flight 476, vacate via Delta.
Vacate via Delta, flight.
Fine, Voca, welcome. How are you? Get some quick views before we have to commit to a right turn. Checking our speed.
Flight 476, taxi stand 21.
Taxi stand 21, flight 476, thank you very much.
There we go. We'll stick lock mode on. Aussie Bandit's asking, do you know the release date of the 146? It's coming potentially the end of April. iChat, hello, welcome. And we can turn TMS off. As we're climbing up, we can turn all the engine power on as required. Master caution's gone. Let's get rid of the APU. Backs are on.
Osprey 165, monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8, bye-bye.
Monitor Unicom 1228 for Osprey 165, thanks to the ATC. Let's continue up.
Osprey 78 hotel ready for taxi.
1228, flick it across. So now we're on our way. We're already inbound Clacton. Sky Nation, welcome. iChat, thanks for subscribing. Off to my old local airport, so I had to tune in even though I'm busy flying Vogue, that's great to hear. Beeline pilot, so how often are you going to fly a plane that we can't fly? Well, I'm going to be looking at doing a couple of previews as the FMC or the FMS goes in as well. Clacton, there we go, that's what we're tracking towards at the moment. And then we're going to head over the water towards Groningen. Next week, we want to go ahead and enjoy Concorde. Let's bring our nose down a little bit here. And at this point, what we can do is flick this across to RNAV, and using the route that we created on SimBrief, we then added it to the world map in MSFS, and then went through here. As we spawned in, we can now flick the HSI to RNAV, and it will follow the prescribed route that we selected. Top speed's about 300 or so knots. Yeah, early beta version, it's incredibly good, as you guys are seeing here. The only things that are missing, the FMC and the weather radar stuff. Let's turn those off and that's off. Put some of the icing on for a minute. Aussie, it's the VATSIM network. There we go, that's a bit better. Let's go back into climb. Check altitude arm is selected. Sky Nation, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. There's the flight deck, folks. And then our beautiful wing views as we're buzzing around. But I was going to Dubai next week, lovely. What's the ceiling altitude for the BAe146? $35,000 feet, I think. And the max speed, well, it says 414 knots on the internet. Being pilot, we are going to be doing Concorde. I was supposed to be doing Concorde yesterday, but it just didn't. It didn't work out for me, sadly. There we go. Aussie Bandit's looking forward to the PMDG 737. Yeah, it's coming very soon, hopefully. William's asking, is there an ILS system on board? There is indeed. Yordi, welcome to you as well. Thanks for tuning in and hitting subscribe. Very warm welcome on board. It looks great, doesn't it? I very much look forward to seeing a retro Osprey Airways livery with this. We'll add it to our little virtual fleet once it's released. We're also working on an Osprey Concorde. All shuts, that I'm not sure about. Let's dive in here. Oops. See, if you take, there's no auto throttle, so if you take your eye off it for ever so slightly too long, you can infringe into overspeed territory. There we go. You can cancel the horn as well. Or just fly it properly. Ah. Elon Pilot, who's that then? JustFlight have said, they've been very open, they've said it's coming at the end of April approximately. But PMDG still waiting for it. Howling Crazy, how do you join the virtual fleet? You just go to britishafgeek.com/Osprey-Airways. Default shaders, Sky Nation. Doc, no, we've just turned them off. We've just turned them off. Fasten seatbelt signs. Right, let's have a look here. Meta EHGG. This is what we can expect when we get closer. Oh, Jesus, that's awful. What? Oh my God. Well, Doc, he does when he goes to the toilet. He just leaves his colleague there. Okay, do you want to know the METAR for Groningen? So we've got wind speed 040 degrees at 12 knots, 7,000 meters visibility in light rain, scattered cloud 400 foot above ground, broken cloud 500 foot above ground, and overcast 600 foot above ground. Temperature is 0 degrees, dew point is -0 degrees, so they're the same, and altimeter is 1001, so you know, low pressure. Recent freezing rain, so we can expect icing conditions, and temporary visibility of 2,500 meters in light snow with a vertical visibility of only 200 feet above ground level. That is atrocious weather. So with the VOR runway 05 approach that we're going to be doing, the RVR is actually 1,600 meters. And if the weather is as it is, we are not getting into Groningen without busting minimums and just taking a punt and trying to see what happens. Should we get the C course? Yeah, the DC Designs Concorde, you guys chatting about it in the live chat there. I think it's very much designed for it to be the everyone Concorde. So people that like to plan and fly the flights using the world map and things like that, I think that's what it's kind of for. They're the sort of people it's for, but it's great fun. I don't know if you would always use it or use it a lot if you love the in-depth sim experience. Reykjavik Plains ILS 23 is available. We might have to use ILS 23, but we will then have an almost 10-11 knot tailwind. Adam's asking, are they planning an RJ series or just the 100, 200, 300 and QT/QC versions? So all of the last ones that you mentioned, the 100, the 200, the 300, all of the QC and QT variants and the RAF variants are coming in this. There's our C chord for our cruise. But yeah, they said yesterday or a couple of days ago in another preview stream that we had that they are also going to plan the RJ. Nasty Noonan was asking, will the 300 variant have an FMS when it releases, and is it coming with that at the end of April as well? So the plans at the moment, the next couple of beta builds will contain the FMS or the FMC and the functionality within it, and it will be tweaked over time as well, so we'll be bringing you previews of that. Oh, we're cloud surfing for cruise, lovely. But yeah, they are looking at creating the FMS and releasing it with an FMS or an FMC. So certainly something you can look forward to. Aussie Bandit, Qantas used to fly, yes. In fact, there is a Qantas Link BAe146 300 livery that's coming soon. Someone else was asking, let me scroll up, someone was asking about paint kit. Let me find that. Centurio, hello. So I saw somebody ask about the paint kit. There is a paint kit that's going to be released with it as well, yes. Simon's asking, is the 146 approved for landing with a tailwind? Let's have a look. Maximum of 15 knots tailwind actually. So yeah, you know what, it is right on the limits, but it's certainly doable for the ILS. That's something we could potentially do. So I was asking, what's your favourite aircraft you're looking forward to being released in MSFS? That's a tough one. I can't wait for the PMDG 737. I, like most of us, very much looking forward to that. This is great fun though. Really nice immersive experience. Raoul, use the you can use the command specs, SPEC, to have a little look at my setup, my PC specs. Look at that, we've got is that 4 sets of contrails? It is. Oh, look at that. That's the first time we've seen them, I think, properly in the 146. Stephen, welcome on board. Honestly, can't wait to land this in an aircraft carrier. I mean, look at that, it looks great. It sounds fantastic as well. Ariel's asking, will there be a video on a full run-through of the new Concorde? Yes, so I'm hoping to create a little bit of a first look / early thoughts kind of review with the Concorde. Oddly enough, even with all the people that got some preview copies of it, I haven't actually seen very much pre-release sort of reviews and opinions yet. So I'll be creating one of those when I get round to it. I purchased it yesterday after our stream actually. And I had a quick little play around this morning with it as well, just to kind of fire up the engines, learn how to do that. Now, there were some effects that I saw having departed, rocketed out of Heathrow with it. I've done it again. Rocketed out of Heathrow with it. Let's cancel that one. It's not going to let me actually because it's overspeed. Ian, yeah, the strobes are on. They're not particularly bright though. There we go, creep the speed off. Smooth flying, you're back again, welcome. The strobes are all the way up here, it's that switch there. But yeah, they are on. Nav lights are on high intensity as well. But yeah, they're not particularly bright. We are at flight level 230. But it's a low pressure day, so our real altitude, if you like, is only about 21,200 feet, which I think is on the top of your screens. But you can see there, flight level 230, QNH 1013, which is standard pressure. Arthur, it is releasing end of April. Schutz picked up the Concorde yesterday. I like it. Wouldn't say it's Xbox focused, but then I don't understand how anyone can use the sim without a mouse. You know what? Yeah, I'm the same. Or even fly with a keyboard. I don't even know what that's about. This torch, I love that. The Concorde checklist is very confusing, yes. In fact, the startup procedure just didn't really seem to look like it actually worked for me, bizarrely. It was only when Yoep dropped a message. 12575. Wow, we're there already.
November 420, hello, flight information service. The local QNH is
1203.
1001.
Roger, 422.
Sierra Golf, taxi to the Kilo apron at Golf Lima, frequency change approved.
Thank you, Kilo apron, Golf Lima, frequency change approved. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I mean, put it this way, with this, everything you're seeing works brilliantly well. The only thing that needs doing now is FMC and confirmation from the folks at Asobo as to whether or not it will have weather data released to them or not. Holy crap. You know what I forgot, guys? LNAV. There's me flying off to Barmy. I was getting too busy with all the other stuff going on. I should have looked at the compass. That's my fault. Question is, where's it going to get us now? Gary in Stansted, hello. Simon, yeah, whoops. At least we noticed. Just before we actually enter their airspace, I think, as well. So we're going to go inbound Tasha.
Wizard 2 Golf Charlie, cleared Rotec 3 Echo arrival, runway 03. Descent flight level 70.
We've got some extra fuel indeed. We're quite full actually. Amsterdam radar, good afternoon, Osprey 165, flight level 230 inbound Tasha.
Osprey 165, good afternoon. Proceed direct to Groningen. Expect the Groningen 2 Golf arrival for runway 05.
And I'm unable, sadly, on RNAV and lacking an FMC. I can go direct to Sierra Papa Yankee, Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, roger, proceed direct Sierra Papa Yankee. You can expect vectors after Sierra Papa Yankee.
Expect Sierra Papa Yankee and expect vectors from there at Osprey 165.
Transavia 5281, overfilling, flight level 160.
Transavia 5281, unfortunately there's no further ATC, multi command to the Samoy Papa.
So we're going to have to do a bit of dead reckoning here. I think we need to go directly 010. 090 and 0-ish. So we're going to set heading mode. We flick that off RNAV now. Shuts. One thing about the Concorde, it did puzzle me, there is no APU, so are you supposed to start your engines before pushback or pushback just on battery power? That's a great question. So in real life, Concorde has to be, it can't be started. It can't be started itself on its battery. And for that reason, let's go 085-ish. We'll just reassess that in a minute.
Speed 200, descent 2,000 feet.
But DC Designs created it so that you could actually amend or start it with the battery alone. If that makes sense. Is a 707 being made? Aussie Bandit's asking. Not sure actually. New York for Chupa, hello to you, welcome.
22 Tango, maintain speed 180 knots or greater until 6 miles final.
Is that your pot noodle you put in the microwave?
180 or greater until 6 miles final, KLM 2
John.
Amsterdam Center, hello, this is EUK 869
Ian, yes.
with you.
UK 869.
But you can push back.
Hello, identified, welcome.
With what DC Designs have done, you can push back and start it off battery power.
Amsterdam radar, good day, good afternoon, Alpine 82 Kilo Lima, stand.
I think we're looking okay here for direct Sierra Papa Yankee. We just needed to actually pick up
Alpine 82 Kilo
on the
Lima,
VOR.
you're clear to your destination via the Kudat, let's see.
113.9er.
112 Victor.
113.3.
Climb flight level 60, squawk 2126.
113.3.
Clear to Tenerife South via Kudat 2 Victor departure, remain 36 left, initial climb flight level 60, and squawk 2126 Alpine 82 Kilo Lima.
Droop snoot indeed.
8 Kilo Lima, reaper correct, break, KLM 050.
I mean, look at that, we've literally been above this cloud the entire way. And it looks just completely overcast below.
6617, EUK 8693.
Wizard 2 Golf Charlie, turn right, heading 245, descend flight level 45, vectors ILS 03.
Turning right 245 and descending to airport as
Ian, that's a great little fact. Did not know that. Engine
Wizard
4
2
gets
Golf Charlie
started
negative,
first.
descend flight
Exciting.
level 45.
Flight level 45,
Alpine 82 Golf Mike, we are able for Victor 3 and fully ready.
KLM 2
Got loads of fuel still, look.
030, clear ILS, runway 36 right.
030 and cleared ILS.
Elliot, hello, welcome. We are probably around the halfway point now.
To Victor 4.
We've been given a direct Sierra Papa Yankee. Keep smashing that like button, folks, as well. If you are new, very warm welcome on board. Say hello in the chat and hit the big shiny red button.
Golf Mike, taxi Victor 3.
Victor 3, Alpine 82 Golf Mike.
Jet for Whiskey Bravo, taxi to send Golf 3.
What do we reckon? Are we going to get, we could do with EHGG ATIS, here we go. So ELD information Golf, main landing runway 05, transition level 50. Low visibility procedures in progress, wind 040 degrees, 13 knots, variable between 010 and 070 degrees. Visibility 1,200 meters RVR, available on ATC, frequency light snow, view 300 feet, broken 400 feet, overcast 500 feet, temperature 0 degrees, dew point 0 degrees, UNH 1011, hectopascals, becoming visibility 1,700 meters, vertical visibility 200 meters, end of information Golf. That's the ATIS. Wow, that's
not at the moment.
horrendous. We've got ice detection on anyway, which is this guarded thing. Through descent, we're going to turn on engine anti-ice as well, and before we hit the cloud, we want to make sure we've got the APU switched on too. If we do have to go around, this is where you initially need to turn the APU on. Are you impressed with my ability to pronounce it? Sierra Papa Yankee. Got to be done that way.
78 Hotel, hello, proceed direct to Sierra Papa Yankee.
Yeah.
Expect the Groningen 2 Golf.
Flight Simmer, thanks for the streams on the 146, much appreciated. You're most welcome, thanks. I hope you've enjoyed it, hope you're hyped for it. It's a great aeroplane.
Amsterdam Center, is the EHGG open at this time?
Check me speed.
8693 negative.
A little low.
Roger, is there another airport at open?
Do you want to divert? Is that what you mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Roger, stand by. KLM 1050, turn left heading 020, clear ILS 369.
That says it all about the weather that we're flying into. Our diversion, interestingly enough, was Echo Delta Delta Victor, Hanover. The weather, which is quite far away. And at that point, we're going to stretch our fuel endurance if we have to go to Hanover.
1 o'clock and 80 miles.
Stand by, I'll check another airport.
Hello, Presidential 175, continue on the red van Alpha arrival for runway 36 right, descend flight level 100.
Continue the red car for 36 right and descend level 150.
Okay. I mean, what do you reckon, guys? With that, do you think we're going to be getting?
Level 100.
Reckon we'll be able to get in time?
Descend flight level 100.
John's had a little bit to drink today.
Climb flight level 340.
340 for the climb, 342.
Christopher, no idea.
Zulu, sorry for the delay, runway 36 left, clear takeoff, the wind 030 at 13 knots.
No problem, 36 left, clear for takeoff, Alpine 62 Bravo Zulu.
Alpine 82 Golf Mike, behind the departing company, line up away 36 left, Victor 3 behind.
Behind departing company, line up way behind, 63, Alpine 82 Golf Mike.
November 3 1 Tango, line up away 36 left.
Right up and wait, line is 36 left, November 10 Tango.
Alpine 8 Kilo Yankee, turn right heading 305. Osprey 165, then ready, descend flight level 200.
When ready, descend flight level 200, Osprey 165. Yeah, boy, let's go.
165, fly heading 060, will be vectors from now on.
Fly heading 060 and vectors from now, Osprey 165.
After them radar, Alpine 82 Kilo Lima, ready for push and start.
Kelamon 050, runway 36 right, clear to land, wind 030 at 13 knots.
Here we go, vectors all the way to Groningen, now Eld.
Via Alpha 8 to gate Delta 26.
Yeah, Singapore had one on lease for a little while. Don't forget Pepsi. One of our fleet painters, Tapsi, has created a Pepsi Concorde.
Is the Manchester Airport open at this time?
Stand by.
Okay, let's get seatbelt signs on early. Gonna go ahead and turn the anti-ice on, tail, inner and outer wing.
Visit to Golf Charlie, turn right heading 070, descend to 2,000
And we're
feet,
expecting
QNH
icing, so we're going to put continuous ignition on. And I'm going to put engine anti-ice on as well.
Open 8 Kilo Yankee, turn right 340, clear pilot 365.
Airport elevation is only 18 feet, so for that...
And EUK 86903, I just seen your
We're
flight
going
that you
to
completely
select
have missed your destination. Turn left heading
about
270.
500, so about 100 feet roughly, or 18 feet, sorry, which is effectively 0, it's about there, and we want 500 above that,
Correct. Left
so about
turn
that.
270.
Check our speed,
Open 8 to Golf Mike, runway 36
looking
left,
good.
cleared for takeoff, the wind 030 at 13 knots.
Clear for takeoff, Alpine
Still
82
not
Golf
ever
Mike,
picked
thank
up Sierra Papi Lima,
Alpine 62 Bravo
Sierra
Zulu,
Papi
climb flight
Yankee.
level 250.
Flight level 250, Alpine 62 Bravo Zulu.
1, 1, 2,
Incident, sir, we'd like to divert to Manchester.
just a small diversion.
8693, that is fine, that's why I turned you left to heading 270, but I do not control Manchester.
No problem, sir. Incident center.
So I will just vector you out of the out of my airspace, and then you can continue with Unicom and vector
Okay, so
yourself back to
VOR, we're
Manchester.
expecting a course of 049, I'm going to set that in nav2 now so I don't forget it.
No problem.
After them radar,
And minimum's 427, we'll call it 430.
Dat was blokt. KLM 3306, ja, het is een klein beetje druk op het moment.
Seatbelts are on, we've done it. It's there.
Okay.
They're on.
Alpine 82 Golf Mike, identified, climb flight level 240.
Bit more power.
Alpine 82 Golf Mike.
November 31 Tango, 36 left, cleared for takeoff, the wind 030.
Yoep, your house is on the right somewhere.
36 left, November 10 Tango.
So, Yoep's through that cloud somewhere.
Cleared ILS 03.
Cleared ILS 03 with 32 Golf Charlie.
I mean, look at that weather.
Euro wings 424, descend flight level 290 to be level by also.
Defense, flight level 290 to be level back also, Euro wings 44.
Op een 8 van Kilo Yankee, 36 right, clear to land, wind 030 at 13 knots.
We got the landing rate monitor fired up ready as well, so we're going to put our ability to fly in this extreme weather to the test.
KLM 342 Unicorn 342. Thank you, sir. Thanks for great service.
Welcome. Transavia 32 kilos, second.
We are from Boston 0240.
DBC News, hello. Interesting, we never got Sierra Papa Yankee 113.
With Unicorn bound to decimal 8, leaving my airspace, veel plezier.
113.3.
Amsterdam radar Alpine 82 Kilo Lima request taxi.
Alpine 82 Kilo Lima, taxi to
Bilal, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. 124 is set.
At Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center, Alpine 82 Lima.
And KLM 851, I have copied your request. Stand by for clearance, your number 2.
It's telling us 67 descent M1 for descent.
Alpha, runway 36 right.
Norco 2 Alpha, right over runway 36 right.
Just watching our speed here because I've allowed it to drop off quite a bit.
Graag gedaan.
Ah, we're actually picking up Eld.
Okay, Amsterdam, we're at 270.
8693, Roger, maintain flight level 270.
Maintain flight level 270.
And UK 8693, I will call you when I need you. There's no need to call that many times.
No problem, Amsterdam Center. Just doing my job.
November 31 Tango, climb flight level 200.
Climb flight level 200, November Tango.
That's a bit better. Eunice, yeah, we've got to go through it. What's interesting is we're potentially not going to see the runway until the last minute. The question is, do we stick to minimums and go around and abort, and we try again, or do we throw ourselves into it and just stick with it to see how far I can brave it before we can see?
For clearance, contact ground 121.8.
1203 is next, Eld approach. We've got that tuned in the box. There we go. We've got our speed and everything stable now.
Op een 8 kilo Yankee, contact ground 121.8 erbij.
Yeah, just throw in minimums 100 feet and go around.
Wizard 2 Golf Charlie, thanks, runway 03, clear to land wind 320 at 6 knots, vacate right via Lima 2.
I'll try my best to get us on the ground.
Presidential 175, fly heading.
We'll have to brief though for missed approach, so we're going to be flying the VOR, runway 05. Yeah, Doc, weird, isn't it? Definitely an issue in the sim there.
165, contact Ild approach 120.3.
Contact Ild approach 120.3 for Osprey 165. Thanks for the ATC, good day. Ild approach, good afternoon. Osprey 165 is flight level 200 heading 060 degrees with Golf on board.
Osprey 165, good day, information Golf correct. Expect the VOR approach for runway 05, proceed direct onvar.
Expect VOR 05 and direct onvar Osprey 165.
Osprey 165 correct, and you sent the flight level 50.
Send flight level 50, Osprey 165. Down we go. Now we're going into the juice of it. Amy, hello to you. When's the aircraft expected to be released? In the next few months. Well, the next month, so end of April is their target. Lou as well, hello, good to see you live again, great to hear. Let me put the kettle on. You're joining us at the juicy moment where it could all go wrong. Gonna set that there. Where's Omphar? It's about there. Let's see, it's about there actually. How do you do direct OMFAR? Dead reckoning.
165, if you need vectors to waypoint OMFAR, just let me know.
Vectors would be great, please, Osprey 165.
Sure, Osprey 165, turn right heading 085 degrees.
Right heading 085 degrees, Osprey 165. I was close, I was going 080. Okay, now we're starting to go into the thick of it. Information Golf was QNH 1001. And there's snow, very low vis, and variable winds. PC asking what's new. Christopher, I'm trying to keep it easy for the controllers. I did have a document here. Let's have a little look, see if I can find it. There was loads included in the aircraft, to be honest. Some new liveries as well. Look at that. Well, Doc, yeah, I should, but, you know, I've got it in my remarks. I try to help them out as best as I can, so I'm looking at my Navigraph screen and trying to work out my position and the heading relative to that. Right, we've got engine anti-ice, wingtail anti-ice on. Going to set 1001 in this standby instrument here. I mean, these are really thick. That's a cumulus, towering cumulonimbus potentially. And here comes the rain. And now we want to start the APU. Bit of master caution. Watching the APU spool up. TGT's green. Seatbelt signs are on. There we go, and it's now generating power. This is the stressful part, Doc. Let's try and see what we can get. See how close to minimums we can get.
65% altitude 3, the correction is at altitude 2000 feet, level OMFAR, the QNH 1001.
Send 2000 feet, level OMFAR and QNH 1001, Osprey 165. Get a bit of air brake on. This is where this really comes into its own, allowing for a nice steep descent. So we've got all our heat on. We've got our APU on. We've turned continuous ignition A and B on as well. ETU's on. And heat's all the heating's on. We could use the wipers. You guys can see that they work. But icing's the biggest threat here. John, thank you very much. Love it.
Osprey 165, since you're a bit high to reach 2,000 feet at Onvaart, so please join the hold at Onvaart and report when ready to commence the approach.
And we'll go Osprey 165.
We know you can do it.
Yeah, worst that you could happen is we crash into the KLM Flight Academy. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Doc, that's a great thing, right? Raw data holding indeed. So on far, then we're going to be left max 175 knots. I'm going to say it's about 170. It's about there. Let's get rid of that now. We're going to go for VREF 130. Let's go full 119. At the moment we are chasing this. I mean, we can't see a chuffing thing. Doesn't help. 1001, let's get that set.
Speed change below 205. Select flaps 18.
We need flaps. Outbound 229. Let's have a little bit of air brake. If you're in the passenger cabin, that's what your view is at the moment. Just nothing, just pitch black. Okay, let's hold this speed. Oh, that's so disorientating. Johnny! Yeah, poop indeed. I feel like I've forgotten something and I'm absolutely cacking my pants with this approach, I'm going to tell you that now. Okay, then we're going to go inbound towards the VOR. Checking our speed. You know what, I'm going to get rid of this music as well. It's great to hear, but it's just adding to the stress. Oh my god. There we go, we trigger that. Yeah, wait, it's all your fault. Okay, there's our cabin secure. Into more rain. Absolute pea soup. Let's get this on fast. Screen wipers.
Osprey 165, are you ready to commence the approach right now, or do we need another turn within the hold?
2000. We should be good. We should be 2000 on far Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, cancel the hold, cleared for the VOR approach runway 05.
Cancel the approach and cleared for the VOR approach runway 05, Osprey 165. Approach to minimums. Okay, now let's get rid of... Oops, fat fingers, those. Ice detected. Oh god, I'm trying to remember what.
Speed check below 205, select key again.
Okay, so it's those two. How many miles are we out? King Brew, welcome. God. 11 DME, we want a 3-degree glide slope. So that's going to be 11 miles. That's only 5 miles though, so let's gear down.
180, select flaps 24,
Flaps
speed check
24.
70, select flaps 30.
I'm going to configure early. This is snow, guys.
Speed check below 145, select flap 33.
Okay, now we're going to fully configure and we're just going to be ready. There's wind shear. You can see, if you look on the airspeed indicator, you can see it shaking about now and again. Okay, this is stressful, I'm not going to lie. (12). 3 DME, ground speed 108. We're going for 500 foot per minute. We clear that.
165, runway 05, clear to land, wind 05, 0 degrees, 13 knots.
Clear land, 05, Osprey 165. Okay. Now we want 500 feet per minute. Ground speed 101. We're going to go for 600 foot per minute actually. Yikes indeed. This is the worst weather I've flown in the sim in a long time. We've had to leave engine air 1 and 2 on because of the we back, guys? I mean, YouTube's been saying the whole time that we've been online, but I've seen the live chat.
165 to right heading 230 degrees.
Right heading 230 degrees, Osprey 165. I mean, you missed some absolute carnage. Anyway, we're back. Here we go. I'm glad you guys have stuck around. The go around, stressful. We needed every bit of engine power that we had, actually. Yeah. But I'm just keeping the aeroplane slow at the moment. But yeah, we went around. Interestingly enough, actually, as we were flying over the airfield, it became a little bit better. It became a bit more visual. But you can see there, we're holding 2,000 feet now, QNH 1001. Yeah, the gear's good. We're going to go again for the VOR, Simon.
165 to left by 10 degrees.
Left by 10 degrees, Osprey 165. So, altitude hold, we're doing about 170 knots, we'll keep that. We've been given a downwind leg, we're level at 2,000 feet. And we'll go for attempt number 2. Check the overhead, everything's still good. And we've still got APU power. See, if I turn that off, we're then getting ice detection warning, and it doesn't have the ability to de-ice, so we've got to leave 2 of the packs on. Ah, Dan. Well, we get to see it again, I guess. I'll tell you now, though, it was a hella stressful approach. We almost hit some trees, put it that way. And I feel like the VOR was offset slightly. To ultimate heading speed 050. Oh, actually. Need that 049. As for flying, we've been primarily done RNAV.
Good afternoon, ARC flight 660.
Let's turn those off.
Level 250480.
But we're doing a VOR approach today.
For the RMP approach, runway 05.
Christopher.
Level 70.
Expect Meridian, RMP approach runway 05. Please enter flight level 70, ARC flight 660.
Confirm you're using call sign ARC flight.
Affirm, ARC flight.
Roger, thank you.
Here we go. We're going back to OnFAR for round 2. There's an ILS jelly, but it's the opposite direction. Runway 23, is it? John.
65 via OnFAR cleared for the VOR approach, runway 05, report established.
From VAR and FAR cleared for the VOR approach, runway 05, report established, Osprey 165. Okay, on FAR at 12 DME. I mean, I almost stalled as well. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. 12.6. I mean, we're back in the thick fog.
Arc flight 660 to right heading 050 degrees.
Right heading 050, ARC flight 660.
Just gonna bring the throttle down a little bit here. And let's start our turnarounds. Oops. Potentially we should roll wings level on the localizer, but I think we're probably going to overshoot it somewhat. I absolutely didn't. I can promise you I didn't. In fact, let's go another stage of flaps, and it's warning us about landing gear. Let's get the gear down. No, we're going to need to work to get back on this VOR by Bandu. Here comes the weather again. Oi, oi, oi. I mean, to be honest, I should have followed the procedural turn in the charts, thinking about it. Power. Let's go on to VL, we check our course 049, and from 11.1 DME, let's get rid of that for now. We're going to then begin our descent again. So 106, we're looking at about 600 feet per minute. That's about now. Bandu 1390, that's 9. Osprey 165 final.
Osprey 165, river 05, clear to land, wind 05, 0 degrees, 1 knots. In case of a go around, maintain runway heading climb to altitude 2000 feet.
Clear land, runway 05, Wilco, Osprey 165. A bit of a crosswind now actually, so we are maintaining the centre line here. 1350, Bandu, 9 DME. Actually, that's a little low. Let's come up off that rate of descent. Ay, ay, ay. Gears down, 3 green, full flap. There's the trees. I mean, it was even worse than this.
Order 660, proceed direct to Fox, cleared for the RNP approach of runway 05, report established.
Clear direct to Fox, clear for the RNP approach, runway 05, report established, Arcfly 660.
Arcfly 660, correct, and descend to your own
Where's the runway?
altitude 2000 feet, LQNH 1001, correction 3000 feet.
Holy moly.
On discretion, descent to 310 with QNH 1001, Arcfly 660.
Coming up to minimums. Got it. Autopilot off. Yeah, boy! Okay, this is significantly better. We are low on the profile though, but I'm just going to hold this attitude, so the wind is getting quite playful. Interestingly, the rate of descent on the charts didn't actually tally up with what we wanted. Wow. Oh, we're in. KLM Flight Academy are going to be calling me up after this. Telling me never to fly to Eld again. Spoilers deployed.
50, 40, 30,
Whoa.
20.
Get that, kill that sink.
10.
Come on. Hold it. Oh. Don't know about clapping.
Wind pressure seen. 80 knots.
Well, we're going to end up using the whole runway, I think. That was juicy. I mean, if we were at the ILS, it would have been perfectly fine. But VOR approach, there's a lot more that could go wrong. And it wasn't pretty.
Osprey 165, welcome to Groningen Airport. At the end, vacate left, taxi stand Alpha 15 via Alpha.
Okay, left and taxi stand Alpha 15 fire Alpha, Osprey 165. That was stressful. We've got some Eld Free West scenery. Lolo, check out a video that I've done on my channel called the Landing Rate Monitor. It's really good actually, very nice. Alpha. Oh, wait a second. Let me slow down. Where's the control tower? That's Alpha. Okay, no, it bends around. So I'm coming in from Sierra 1. Alpha 15 is one of these. In fact, here she is. Christopher, yes. Absolutely. The best kind. Hey, you know what? The first time it was really messy. We went around. Shuts! Welcome on board! Awesome! Joined us as a Silver Frequent Flyer. Welcome, welcome. If you're in our Discord server, don't forget to make sure that you've connected your YouTube account, and that will get you access to the club lounge. Some nice freeware scenery. There we go. Let's get that part brake on. And I need a stiff gin and tonic after that, I tell you. Oh boy.
Coming through, doors to landing and cross checks.
Chocks. Here we are. There's plenty of vomit on board us, on board our aircraft today. There we go. Let's get the stairs out. Love that little animation. Right on the stop line. See, the KLM Academy will see that and they'll think, you know what, this guy, we need to give him a job.
The approach, good day. Lufthansa 301 Alpha at stand IPA 14 with information Golf, request clearance to Frankfurt.
14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14.
Lufthansa 301 Alpha, guten Tag. Cleared Frankfurt, SONAP for Charlie departure, initial climb flight level 70, squawk 0170.
Can you repeat the squawk, please?
Of course, squawk 0170.
Okie doke, there we go. Alberto, I'm not actually sure, to be totally honest.
Charlie, flight and route, climb via set flight level 70.
Oh, Christopher, yeah, the new Top Gun thing looks remarkably cool, doesn't it?
Lufthansa 301 Alpha, read correct. Report.
What do you mean, run out of the plane, John? They'll stop trampling one another to get off. Here's the freeware. Airport office. I'll be going straight there after this to report. And I assume the KLM flight school is over here as well. I assume it's all of this over there in the distance. Yeah, that's got to be the KLM thing. But you know, there's a bit of freeware scenery. Weather's horrendous. It is below minimums really, but we got in. That's the main thing. And somebody's bonked themselves right on top of me. Of course they did. There we are. Hope you've enjoyed it anyway. Even if we did have some strange YouTube problems during the stream, right on final approach. I promise you that wasn't me. If you're new to the channel, please do hit subscribe down below.
Correction, Arkefly 660, runway 05, clear to land, wind 05.
Don't forget to give the live stream a little like again today as well. It should be named somewhere on the right hand side. Let's go find it. Cirrus. It's got to be here somewhere. And of course we departed Orbex's London City with the London City Airport pack, the City Pack as well. Yeah, weirdly there was myself and a couple of other streamers the other day suddenly had YouTube just decide to stop working. So we were still sending the data to the stream. There's the KLM Flight Academy. Lovely. They will never invite me back here again. But today it seems like the same problems are all in place. But hey, you know what? We managed to get to the other side, and yeah, it's been a good little stream. The BAe146, wonderful aeroplane, and you know what? It just about looked after us for that go around as well. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. Thanks very much for tuning in and joining us today. No more streams over the weekend. I'm away over the next couple of days. Up in Edinburgh actually for the weekend. Should be quite fun. Shuts, welcome on board. Thanks for joining us as a member, and a very warm welcome to all of our new subscribers. John as well for your super chat earlier today. Thanks for supporting the stream there. Hope you all enjoy the weekend ahead. We've got 1 or 2 videos going live over the weekend for you guys to tune into and enjoy. And next week, when I get a chance, once I finish my week at work after my trip away, we will be diving into the Concorde. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's going to be a good week. Thanks for flying in, thanks for joining us, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Thanks to all of our ATC as well. See you next week.
Groningen, we do not use pushbacks. You are on a taxi out stand, that means you can start up your engines and then taxi out. So the startup is approved, runway 05, QNH 1001, and call when ready for taxi.
Copy, Lufthansa 301 Alpha.
126. Jonathan 1026, go ahead.